Welcome to the Lumos Learning video sampler for grade 4. My name is Luis Anthony Est. I am a professional mathematics tutor, and I'm here to show you how easy math can be. I will be going over select questions from the diagnostic test that is provided online and in print form. When each question is presented in the video, I want you to pause it right after the choices of A, B, C, and D are listed. Try to answer the question and then press play to see the correct answer and my explanation. Now, let's get started. Find the exact product of 5 times 20 times 8. The correct answer is A, 800. If you had to eliminate a choice, which one would you do? Well, probably B, 80. It's the only one that's 2 digits. Plus, given the numbers presented to you, it's too small. Now, how do we actually do this problem? Well, the word product means multiply or multiplication. So you need to multiply these 3 numbers together. Now, the nice thing about multiplication, it doesn't matter the order. In this case, though, it's probably easier just to do the first 2. 5 times 20 is easy. Just think of it as 5 times 2 first. That's 10, and then just tack on a 0. That's 100. 100 times 8 is 800. Find the exact difference of 820 and 789. The answer for this problem is B, 31. Now, if I had to take an educated guess to solve this problem, I would not have picked C or D. Why? Well, they want the exact difference. The difference between these 2 numbers doesn't seem to be that much, and these are rather large numbers. So I would have gone with A or B. Now, the word difference means subtraction. So that's all you have to do is subtract the 2 values, and you get 31. Drew has 2 large boxes and 4 small boxes of magazines. Each large box contains 50 magazines. Each small box contains 35 magazines. How many magazines does Drew have in all? Our answer is going to be D, 240 magazines. If you were doing this problem trying to figure out, well, what kind of answer can you eliminate, A would probably be your choice. Why? It's too small a value. They mentioned 50 and 35, which adds up to 85, but they're multiple boxes, so it's too small a value. It has to be one of the other 3. How do we actually solve the problem? Very easy. Think of this as a 3-step process. The first step is to realize there are 2 large boxes with 50 magazines in each. So just multiply. 2 times 50 is 100. Next, there are 4 smaller boxes with 35 magazines in each. Multiply those values together. 4 times 35 is 140. And then just add these values up to get the answer of 240 magazines. Use estimation to solve. The product of 69 and 39 is C is our answer. It's between 2,500 and 3,000. To work this problem out, read through it. They say use estimation, which means we don't have to actually multiply these numbers together. Just approximate them. Product means multiplication. To approximate these values, well, let's just round them. 69 rounds to 70. 39 rounds to 40. Product means multiplication. Let's multiply 70 times 40. An easy way of doing that is just go 7 times 4 is 28, and we add a couple of zeros. So here's our approximate value. So our actual value should be between 2,500 and 3,000.
Tanya has a collection of 450 stamps. She wants to place them into an album. She can fit 15 stamps on each page. How can Tanya figure out how many pages she will need?
I love this test question. Why? I don't really have to do the work. All I have to do is decide which of these procedures would give me the correct answer. Well, let's see. You start off with 450 stamps, and you want to place 15 stamps per page. And with that, we want to figure out how many pages will she need. So we have a big collection of stamps, and we want to place it in smaller groups, smaller collections. Which of these procedures would do that? It would be D. Just divide 450 by 15.
If n divided by 12 equals 8, then what is the value of n?
N is going to be 96, which is answer C. Now to get this, some students would actually just grab each of these values, divide by 12, and see if they get 8. Well, that would work, but it's tedious and time consuming. What you can do instead is realize we have a number we're dividing by 12. So you can reverse the procedure by doing the opposite of division, which is multiplication. We ended up with 8, so start off with 8. I'm going to multiply by 12. That will undo what we did earlier over here. And if you do that, you're going to get 96.
How many lines of symmetry does this shape have? As you can see, the shape has 4 lines of symmetry, so the answer is C. Which of these statements is true?
Before I tell you the answer, let's talk about a test taking tip. When you have a problem where you actually have to do each and every single option, rarely the answer is the first one. And well, occasionally, but it's also rare that it's going to be the second one. It's most likely the third or fourth. I'm going to go through each one of these though. Let's talk about the first one. A cylinder has more edges than a sphere. Well, here is an example of a cylinder, and here's a sphere. Definitely a sphere has no edges. What about a cylinder? You might think, well, this is an edge. Well, by most mathematical definitions, an edge is straight, not curved. So the cylinder has 0 edges, so does the sphere. A is false. Let's take a look at B. All solid figures can roll. Oh, well, grabbing what I had before, Sphere can roll. Cylinder can roll if you put it on its side. But not all solid. No. How about a cube, for example? If I place this on a flat surface and give it a little bit of a push, it won't roll across the surface. So B is false. Let's take a look at C. A rectangular prism must have all rectangular faces. Here's an example of a rectangular prism. It has a rectangle for the base. And if you look carefully, yeah, everything seems to be a rectangle. But this is just one example of a prism. The cube that I had earlier is technically a rectangular prism. Why? Well, because squares are rectangles. Does this meet the definition that we want in C? Yes, all the faces are square, but squares are rectangles, so they're rectangular. C is the correct answer. But I do want to go over D. A square pyramid must have all triangular faces. Here's an example of a square pyramid. If you look at the faces, triangle, triangle, yeah, it looks like everything has a triangle. But wait a minute, the reason it's called a square pyramid is because the base is a square, not triangular, so D is false. That was the last problem for this video. Don't worry, if you visit lumostestprep.com, you can find hundreds of additional ones.